There are moments in life when everything feels heavy, when fear whispers louder than hope, when you feel small, unseen, and unsure if you're strong enough to keep going. But sometimes in the quietest moments, something inside you begins to rise. A strength you never knew you had. And on one graduation day, a young girl proved that even the softest heart can carry the strongest power in the world. The morning of the graduation ceremony arrived gently, like a quiet blessing carried on the wings of dawn. The sky stretched wide and peaceful above the academy, painted in soft shades of gold and pale blue. The rising sun slowly warmed the earth, and a cool breeze drifted through the trees as if nature itself had come to celebrate this beautiful day. It was not just another morning. It was a morning filled with dreams, a morning filled with gratitude, a morning when years of patience, effort, and determination would finally blossom into something wonderful. Parents walked through the gates of the academy with glowing smiles and hopeful hearts. Some held their children's hands just as they had done many years before on the very first day of school. Back then, those children had been small, uncertain, and a little afraid of the future. But today, they stood tall. Today, they stood proudly as graduates. Inside the grand hall, soft golden lights shimmered across the ceiling like thousands of quiet stars watching over the celebration. Gentle music flowed through the room, and laughter floated through the air like sweet melodies. The atmosphere was filled with joy. Among the many students dressed in their graduation robes stood a young girl named Amara. Amara stood quietly among her classmates, her gentle smile reflecting both excitement and peaceful confidence. Many people noticed her beauty when they first saw her, but those who truly knew Amara understood that her greatest beauty was not her appearance. It was her heart. Amara carried a kindness that made people feel safe. She listened carefully when others spoke. She encouraged friends when they felt discouraged. She treated every person with warmth and respect. But above all, Amara possessed something rare. She possessed a calm mind. While many people rushed through life with busy thoughts to move through the world with quiet patience, her mind was like a calm river flowing steadily through the valley of life, clear, peaceful, unshaken by sudden storms. This calm strength had been carefully planted in her heart many years ago by someone she loved very dearly. Her grandmother, when Amara was a small child. She often spent evenings sitting beside her grandmother. Under a tall mango tree outside their home, the evenings were peaceful here. Fireflies would dance through the air like tiny glowing stars. The sky would slowly darken, revealing a blanket of shining constellations above them. And during those quiet moments, her grandmother would share gentle wisdom. One night, as they watched the stars together, her grandmother softly said something that Amara would remember for the rest of her life. "My dear child," she said tenderly, "life will sometimes bring storms. There will be moments when fear tries to enter your heart." Amara listened carefully. Her grandmother continued with a warm smile. "But remember this beautiful truth. The sky does not fight the storm, simply remains vast and calm until the storm passes." She gently touched Amara's forehead. "And your mind, my child, is like that sky." Those words quietly settled deep within Amara's heart. Over the years, she practiced this wisdom again and again. Whenever life became confusing or frightening, she would slow her breathing and calm her thoughts. She would remember that storms always pass. And on this special graduation day, she carried that peaceful wisdom within her once again. The ceremony soon began. The headmaster stepped onto the stage with a proud smile. His voice filled the hall as he spoke about perseverance, courage, and the bright future that awaited the graduates. Families listened with shining eyes. Students smiled with anticipation. Everything felt perfect. But suddenly, something unusual happened. A cold wind slipped through the hall like a quiet warning. The lights flickered. The joyful music faded into silence. A mysterious stillness filled the room. Then, slowly, from the shadows at the back of the hall, a tall figure stepped forward. Gasps spread across the audience. It was a sorceress. Her dark robes flowed behind her like drifting shadows, and her presence carried an ancient power that seemed to make the very air tremble. Her eyes glowed softly, filled with a strange and powerful energy. The sorceress raised her hand. Instantly, the entire hall fell silent. "You gather here today to celebrate knowledge," she said slowly, her voice echoing like distant thunder. "But knowledge alone is not enough." Her gaze moved across the students. "Today, I will discover if any of you possess something greater." She paused for a moment. "Wisdom." With a gentle movement of her hand, the world around them began to change. The bright hall faded into darkness. The walls dissolved into swirling shadows. Strange whispers began filling the air. At first, the whispers were quiet, but they slowly grew louder. "You will fail. You are not strong enough. You are not ready for the world." Fear began spreading through the students like cold fog creeping across a field. Some students began to cry. Others looked around desperately, trying to escape. Dark shapes formed from the shadows, twisting into frightening illusions. The sorceress smiled quietly. Her magic was growing stronger because her magic fed on fear. The more frightened the students became, the stronger her illusion grew. But in the middle of a chaos stood Amara. For a moment, fear touched her heart, but only for a moment. Then she remembered her grandmother's voice. "The sky does not fight the storm." So Amara closed her eyes. She breathed slowly, deeply, peacefully, and as her mind became calm, the noise of fear slowly faded away. When she opened her eyes again, she noticed something important. The shadows were not truly powerful. They only grew stronger when people believed them. Fear was the fuel of the sorceress's magic. Without fear, the magic would weaken. A soft smile appeared on Amara's face. She stepped forward calmly. The sorceress watched her with curiosity. "Well," the sorceress said quietly, "one brave student." With a dramatic wave of her hand, the sorceress created her most terrifying illusion yet. The ground cracked beneath Amara's feet. Dark creatures surrounded her. The whispers roared like thunder. "You cannot defeat darkness. You are powerless." But Amara remained calm. Her mind was still and clear, like the peaceful sky above a quiet ocean. Then she spoke. Her voice was gentle, but it carried a beautiful strength that filled the entire hall. "Your magic feeds on our fear." The sorceress's smile slowly faded. Amara turned toward the frightened students. "Fear grows when our thoughts run wild," she said kindly. "But peace grows when we remember who we are." She took a slow breath. "Just breath," she whispered. One student followed her, then another. Soon many students began breathing slowly and calmly. The panic began fading. The whispers weakened. The shadows trembled. The sorceress's magic began to break, because a calm mind cannot be controlled. One by one, the terrifying illusions shattered like fragile glass under bright sunlight. The darkness disappeared. The hall returned to its warm golden light. The sorceress looked at Amara with deep respect. Then slowly, she smiled. "You have discovered the greatest power in existence," she said softly. She looked at the crowd. "The students have learned knowledge." Then she looked at Amara. "But this young woman has discovered wisdom." With those final words, the sorceress slowly faded away like mist dissolving in the morning sun. For a moment, the hall was silent, and suddenly the entire audience burst into applause. Parents wiped tears from their eyes. Teachers smiled with pride. Students looked at Amara with admiration and gratitude. When the ceremony continued, Amara walked peacefully across the stage to receive her graduation certificate. But everyone in that hall knew something extraordinary had happened. She had not defeated darkness with force. She had not defeated it with anger. She had defeated it with calmness, because the greatest power in the world is not loud. It is not violent. It is not fearful. The greatest power in the world is a peaceful mind guided by a brave and loving heart. And sometimes the quietest soul becomes the brightest light for everyone else. That day, Amara did not simply graduate from school. She reminded everyone of a beautiful truth. When the mind becomes calm, wisdom rises like the sun. And even the deepest darkness cannot stand against its light. Please subscribe if you believe calmness is power, because the next story might change your life even more.